Thank you very much, Randy. And right back to our phone caller. Sean is next in Kirksville, Missouri. Hi, Sean.
Hi. I appreciate your program. Been blessed by it many times.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was wondering, what is the Bible view of remarriage?
Sure. First of all, I think to set the table, you have to look at the clear words of the Lord, I hate divorce. So the whole idea of marriage is not only the propagation of the human race, but also it is a parable of Christ and his church. And therefore, it is a very powerful message of reconciliation to the world. So marriage should be preserved at all costs. We have fallen into the land of no-fault divorce. It's easy to get in and just as easy to get out. And instead of seeing love as a commitment, we see love as a feeling, and that has led to all kinds of people getting out of difficult marriages without recognizing that all marriages are difficult. It is the rubbing, the sandpaper that takes off our rough edges. And when we're committed, a marriage can last. But when we're simply basing our relationship on feelings ebb and flow. And so the marriage is not all that likely to last. So the precedent is that love is not just a feeling, it's a commitment, and that we are to be committed to our spouses as Christ is committed to the church. Now, if there is a divorce that takes place because an unbeliever leaves a relationship, the believer is not bound in that circumstance, according to the Apostle Paul. However, if the unbeliever is willing to stay, the believer must not get a divorce. Again, the sanctification of the unbeliever comes through the relationship. Doesn't mean that that person is saved through the relationship, but certainly that they come under the influence, the direct influence of the graces of God that are given to their spouse. There are circumstances, however, where you have a person who is involved in continuous willful disobedience to the principles of the kingdom, and even pose a threat to the family in physical ways. They don't provide for the family, and these and show that they are unrepentant in their attitude, and then they get involved in another relationship, and they cut the possibility of restoration. That can happen through death. It can happen through another marriage. It can happen in various ways. The idea, however, is if it is possible to effect reconciliation, we try to do that. If not, then this is a decision made by the other party who refuses reconciliation.
Okay. So you're saying it is okay for believers to divorce?
Well, I'm saying that God hates divorce, number one, and number two, that Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 that if an unbeliever leaves the relationship, the believer is not bound in that circumstance. However, if the unbeliever is willing to stay, you must not get a divorce. Again, the passage is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. In terms of the technicality of the biblical grounds for divorce and remarriage, we actually did an article in the Christian Research Journal that is, I think, very, very helpful, written by Dr. Mike Ross. And if you want, you can hang on. I can get that out to you, or you can find it on the web at equip.org.